Interesting thing about social media, people take sides on topics super fast. At least it appears that way to me, right? Whatever the hot topic is of the month, people like to comment on it or jump on the bandwagon, etc. Right? They move quickly to decide what's right or wrong, voice their opinion on something. I want to encourage people to be cautious of that if you are an officer of a company representing a bunch of people, or you're maybe in a job hunt, or you're thinking about switching jobs. Just be careful about speaking out, taking an aggressive stance on a certain topic in general, but be careful about doing it too quickly for sure, right? I guess two different things. I personally would recommend that you not speak out on sensitive topics and take sides if you're in a job hunt at all. But if you feel like you need to, because you want to voice your First Amendment, which is definitely your right to do so, and I encourage that, I would just hope that people do their homework and really know what you're talking about before you see two or three headlines on Twitter, right? You see the headlines of 4 or 5 articles, and you just jump to some conclusions, and you speak out aggressively on something before you really know what's going on. People do that all the time on social media. It's getting worse and worse and worse. I even tested it a few times with my own postings. I put out a few posts over the last year where I would put something in the headlines and people would comment on it, but they wouldn't read the rest of the posting, right? The content in the posting. And then I would send them a personal note and say, hey, did you read the rest of my comments? And then they'll send me a note back. Oh, sorry. Yeah, didn't see that. And they'll change their negative comment or whatever, because they didn't read the details. They didn't take the time to look up additional information, do their homework, etc. We're bad about that as a society. Anyway, what's the primary reason I'm bringing this up, and how does it tie into the career advice or the job interviewing tips that we give here on the Riderflex podcast? What's my point? The point is this: if you go out too early on a topic and you take an aggressive stance on something and you put it out there, just remember, like, it lives forever on the internet. Even if you delete it later, somebody could have seen it or whatever. I mean, or maybe they copied it or took a screenshot of it or something. I mean, who knows? I mean, it just lives forever, right? So just assume that whatever you put out there lives forever, even if you try to go back and take it down later. Just assume that. I think that's a good assumption to make. And be careful about jumping out too soon. We are quick to do that as a society. I could bring up several hot topics that have taken place over the last 12 to 24 months that I think people jumped on and took sides on and spoke out aggressively about. And now they're kind of maybe wishing they hadn't. By the way, I'm recording this on February 27th, 2022. So anyway, just be careful. Officers of companies where you're representing a lot of people in the job hunt, people thinking about changing careers. That's really who I'm talking to. I mean, hey, if you're a business owner and you're stable and you got nothing to worry about, you don't care who you piss off, I mean, by all means, go on social media and say whatever you want. You might get canceled or censorship or something like that. That's a whole nother topic, by the way. That's another episode. Or maybe you're in a long-term job. You've been there 25 years and you don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I mean, okay, cool. Say whatever you want, but I would just be careful. Do your homework before jumping to conclusions and speaking out aggressively on social media. And there is your Riderflex tip of the day.